Hello, my crafty friends. Today I'm going to make a really quick little travel journal out of an old map from a National Geographics and a piece of cardboard. So it should be easy. It should be quick. Something that you could do for your kids if they're going on a trip and you want them to have something that they can stick stuff down in, but you forgot to get it done. Or you just don't want to invest a lot in it because you're not sure how much they really care. That is something to think about too. I made some journals for my kids when we went on a trip, and it wasn't nearly as important to them as it was to me. Okay, so what I did here was just measure, make my back. And then I'm going to turn it over right here. And I can see already that I didn't do it exactly right. And I'm going to put this right by that one. And then I'm just going to tear this. So there's our cover. Now it's too big this way, so I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to just put this in there and decide how much space I want around it. And I want it kind of even, so I'm going to put it about right here. Let's just make sure that it's okay. Right there, and we're going to tear it. Oops. Now this is not a very heavy piece of cardboard. It's like the back of a art pad of some kind. That's what it is. Okay, so we've got that, and we've got this, and it's going to fit in there nicely. Just a nice little journal. And one reason I did it like this is because it's real easy to take this and make it into signatures. How easy is that? See, just like that. We've almost got a journal ready. All we have to do is bind it. And it's fun because this particular map has ships on the back and, different stuff. So it's not just a map. If you can find one like this, then that takes a lot of the work out of it because it's already got some fun stuff. And then you have to decide, what do you want to be, what order do you want them in? I think I'm happy with them just being random. Although I do think I want so maybe I'm not as happy with them being random as I thought. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're just going to do this. There's my signature. Here's my cover. But of course, it's not, that's not good. We want to make it pretty. So we're going to do that. And you may have some travel stamps or things like that you want to use to, I want to make sure I know where the crease is after we've painted it. So that you can make sure you've got it good. I'm just going to put some paint on here and roll it with this little brayer. And then I'll go to another color and roll it, and another color and roll it until we've got it covered up. And then we'll decide what kind of focal point we want to put on it. after all the work I did on the last travel journal I made, and it didn't get used nearly as much as I thought it would. And so I decided that this time I don't want to invest that much time into it, but it'd be nice to have a little something you could stick some souvenirs in, or you know, receipts or whatever. I didn't finish mine either. I collected a bunch of stuff, but that's another project I need to go back and do, is to finish that. Let's go back and add, let's add some of this phthalo blue. I don't know why I'm working in blues, because the map doesn't really have much blue. Maybe that's why. We just want a lot of depth here, depth of color. Okay, let me move that aside so I don't mess it up. Okay, I'm also going to take this piece of paper here. Whoops. And I'm going to put it over the top of this. And I'm just going to put it down and rub it down. See if we can pick up some of that paint. I've done this with a paper towel before, but I didn't want paper towel texture on it. So we did pick up some of it. Okay, I kind of like that. Some of it got around the edges, but that's okay. I'm going to dry this just a second. Okay, that's good enough to play with. I think it's to keep it from bowing on me. I'm going to go ahead and put some paint on this side. Then I'll come back and decorate. On this side, I'm going to use the magenta. And I'm going to add this unbleached titanium to it. Where's my little brayer? This little brayer does, if you don't hold it upright like this, it leaves marks, and that might be okay, but I don't really want that on the front, I don't think. So I'm going to move this aside and brayer this out so it can dry. Maybe won't make a mess on the underside. Let's dry it here a little bit. Okay. This cardboard really does soak up the paint, so you kind of have to get a layer down and then just assume that it's going to be a first layer and you're going to be going over it. Excuse me, goodness gracious. My allergies are really bugging me right now. Okay. Let's see if we can pull up some of this. Okay, we didn't pull up very much of it, but it gave it a cool texture. It's kind of an old map type texture. Now we're going to dry this one a little bit. Okay, that magenta's coming through more now that we've got, while we're drying it. It needs to dry a little bit more. I'm going to let both of these dry a little bit more, and then I'll come back and we'll work on them a little bit. Okay, these are dry enough to work on now. And I'm going to, I think, work on the outside first. And then I'll do something on the inside. And you don't have to, you can theme it on whatever kind of trip you're going to take. You could put car stuff if you're taking a road trip, or boats or airplanes, or, depending on the age of the person who's going with you. Since this one's for me, I'm going to just, I'm going to decorate it, with just flowers and stuff. I'm not going to make it jump out at you and say, travel. It's just going to be a pretty little journal where I can stick ephemera from a trip. So, but I think I want to add another layer of paint on here before I do my flowers around the edges. But I think that'll be pretty around the edges. So let's do some let's just go ahead and add some of this magenta. I'm just doing some stripes here. Okay, there's that. And then what else could we put on there that would look good? I almost feel like I just want to add a little bit more magenta because the blue still comes through. Let's just do that. Let's just do that. It's just got some more layers. Layers are good. Layers are good. Okay, now we've got that. I don't think I've got, well, I do have some other places, so let me move that over there and get a paper towel. I'll just kind of try to keep this from becoming a mess. It'll dry pretty quick once you thin it out like that. Okay, now I'm going to dry this. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now if I do this around the edges, I think I'm going to use black. Let's find that lid and put that back on there. I think that would be good. Or maybe a really, dark blue would show up. Here's a brilliant blue. I think I'm going to do black. Okay, let me get a little, what do you call those things? That's sponge. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to go right out to the edge. Because it'll show up better, I think, that way. It's probably been 2 years since I've even used this stencil, so ooh, yeah, I like that. Okay, now I'm going to put it right here. And we're just going to go over that corner and then keep going here. Okay, let me show y'all that before I finish because I think it's really looking good. I like that around the edge. Kind of makes it look like a big doily. And we'll do this one right here because it will work out just perfect. Now, I did get this kind of crooked, so I'm just going to pick that up and move it and then go on here. Yeah, that worked out all right. I'm going to go ahead here with this. Well, it's not quite going to work out. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and like that. And then I'll stick some right in here. Well, let's see if that'll work. Not quite. So let's just go ahead and trying to get it to where it will look seamless. The others did a pretty good job of that. But this one's not going to on this side, so I'm just not going to worry about it. Okay. This is what it looks like. I like that. Now all I have to do is decide if I want to put something, you know, in there or some words or something. But I think for now I'm going to leave that. And that may be something, you know, on your trip you might decide, you might find something that was just really cool that you want to represent that trip, or a photo or something, and you could put that right there. So I'm going to dry this and let this be the outside cover. Okay. Now we have to decide what we're going to do inside. Somebody needs me. Be right back. Okay. I think I decided that I'm just going to put this stencil right on top of here. Try to do it kind of evenly. And then I'm going to go ahead and use some of this copper. And just going to make this swirly copper pattern on it. Oh, I hope I have enough copper. There we go. That should be enough. I need my copper. Don't want to run out. Okay. Go ahead and do the border there. I may be doing a little too much paint on this, but I want it to really show up nicely. Let's see. Okay. Takes a little bit of time to stencil on this whole page. Hope I have enough copper to go over the whole page. I think I have a new one here somewhere that I bought a while back and put up somewhere safe. I'm not really in the mood to try to go hunt it down, but guess I will if I have to. Let's see if I can get some more out of here. Okay. think that literally is really the last of it. So. Whew. I love these swirls, but they're labor intensive. Well, I use it on the jelly plate. You don't have to work so hard. Oh dear. I really need a little more. I really need a little more. Okay, come on. Oh, maybe that'll be enough. I think every time I say I think that's it, but this time I really think it is. Okay, woo! There we go. I like it. Okay, now let me put this down on something. Let me move this for a minute. I imagine that it took me so long to do that, but most of the paint dried before I got this far, but we'll give it a chance. Yeah, it's all pretty dry. All right. Now then, this is mostly dry too, but I'm going to go ahead and dry it a little bit more. Okay, there it is. Now then, I'm gonna take it and seal it with my Krylon triple thick, and then I'll come back and we'll bind our pages in. Also, you saw how easy it was for me to tear these. I'm afraid if I don't do something to the centers that they may rip out real easy. So I'm trying to decide. I could either put in 5 stitches instead of 3, which would make it sturdier, or I could put some tape in the middle. Anyway, I'll think about that while I'm sealing this, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, here's my sealed cover. It looks really pretty when it's sealed. It feels good. Almost feels like leather. It's not as sturdy though, so you have to be more careful with it. This is what I'm going to bind it with. I decided that instead of putting tape on the middle of each page, because then that would make it fatter right in the middle, and I didn't really want to do that. I would just use a thicker binding cord and do 5 stitches, and hopefully that'll take care of it. So, and we're gonna just put it like that, and then we're gonna put a hole at the top and one at the bottom and one in the middle, and then one about halfway in between each of those. And then we're going to start at the top from the back. And we're going to go in this hole. Oh, no, we're not. I forgot I wanted to use this as a tie. So we're going to start in the middle. Okay. And then we're going to go to the next hole here and go out. And then back in through this hole right here. And back in there. I hope I'm doing this right. I'm looking at it and beginning to wonder if I'm making a mistake here. Okay, I've got it all wound up here. Okay. All right, that didn't work. I've never tried to do a 5 one from the, maybe you can't do 5 from the center. Okay. Then we will just do it from the top here. I'm going to go ahead and leave it long. I may figure out a way to use it anyway. And we're going to go back in through the center. My page has kind of moved on me. while I was unsewing it. And now up here. And then we're going to go back in from right there. And then you go back here. And back from there. And we got caught. And then we're going to go back out here. We don't want to go in the, we don't want to go actually in the thread here. There we go. And then you tie it up here. And that will work. I'm just not, it just won't bind it for, I mean, it won't give us a, okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull this through. Just leave that much. Pull this back through. Pull this back through. So we've got it bound. I'm going to go ahead and tie it up here. I'm going to give it an extra tie because this is kind of, it's not waxed like what I usually use. And I'm going to leave those long because I might decide to do something with them. But now I'm going to double this. I'm trying to think what would be the easiest way to do it. I think we can get it to go between those two. I've never done it this way before. It's just a idea of how to put a tie on it. And I'm not sure this is even going to be long enough. Okay. Okay, we'll take one under here and one under here. And then we'll go ahead and pull it out some more. All right, and then I'm going to tie it in a knot right here around those other two threads. And that should hold it in place. Okay, and then we've got this, which we obviously have to cut that off. And we will do it something like that, maybe. Or maybe we'll do one like this, one like this, and tie it. I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I'm going to use that somehow to close it, though. I'll figure out something. And then we may hang some beads or something off of that. But see, for now, let's do this. Let's tie it. Let's tie it right here. And we'll just call it good like that. And I think it's a cute little journal, and I think it'll be sturdy enough in the that the pages won't tear because it's not a tight little string, you know, a tiny little string that'll rip through the pages. So I think I like it. I hope you enjoyed me making my little travel journal. You have a great day, and Get something you've got out and make something with it. Use it up. God bless you all. Bye-bye.